Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World is a piece of shit, and here's why. When I was a little kid, I read a Nintendo Power, and in it they had a brand new RPG coming over from Japan called Tales of Symphonia. Now, I loved RPGs as a kid, and this wasn't your classic turn-based RPG or ATB system from Final Fantasy. No, this was real-live combat where you're fighting in real time, using swords to stab people, using tactics with your allies to heal, and use strategies, and it was fucking amazing. And you could also team up with your friends to do crazy combos, and it was fucking amazing. And I just love the game, and all the characters have tragic backstories, but it doesn't define them. It's a part of who they are, but it's not who they are, and they keep on going forward to change the world, and it's an amazing game. And if anybody has not played it or not seen it, I imagine you go right now, get a GameCube game, get the Tales of Symphonia, or get the PS3 version. Don't get the PC version, it's a piece of shit. But Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World is a bigger piece of shit because it tries to steal the coattails of Tales of Symphonia, and it just sucks. So first of all, you change the entire world at the end of Tales of Symphonia, and you don't have a world map in Symphonia 2. That's because that would have taken time and effort to make. Emil, okay, I get what they were going for. They wanted to do a Jekyll and Hyde thing. The problem is, it doesn't work at all. If you're going to create such a strong negative type of character that whines all the time and is hesitant about everything and is basically an overall wimp, you want to have some type of redeemable quality with him. Luke from Tales of the Abyss, he's a giant baby for the first third of the game. He's a giant big brat. But he's also considerate of his friends when he can be, trying to take breaks to help some of them rest, telling people that their past doesn't matter and just go forward with their life. Titus from Final Fantasy X, he's kind of a cocky little freak. He's a fish out of water story. He says screw the entire religion and the worldviews that you have. But he's doing it to try to help people. He's doing it to try to stop a giant whale monster. Emil's Jekyll and Hyde side, neither of them have really redeemable qualities. One's a wimp, one shouts all the time. There's really nothing more to that until the end game, and it doesn't really make up for that, and there's not really a lot of improvement. Marta is also at a similar end, where all she does is just cling on to Emil, and she tries to advance the plot. Emil doesn't even want to go along with it. Richter, or Richard, or whatever his name is just as bad because they just copied the motivation of the antagonist from the first game and put it on him. Rachel and Emil's original try to talk to Ratatosk, a summon spirit that was made just for this game. They ask him for help to save the world or some shit, and he just kills the original Emil. So now Richter's mad and he wants to murder all of the humans by unleashing demons. Angels and demons don't exist in the Symphonia world. Angels are just modified humans, so bringing in demons doesn't make any sense. But don't worry, Emil and Marta are gonna grab the Centurion cores and make everything better. What are Centurion cores? There's some made up bullshit that are created by Ratatosk that do something, so now they need them to stop Richter or something. Here's all the Centurions. You have the dark one, Tenebrae, he's actually kind of cool. You have the water one, Aqua, she's actually kind of hot. And what about the other 6 ones? I don't know because they didn't put them in the game. There's no model of these characters. You just grab them and that's it. They don't do anything. And they're all located right next to where you fight the summon spirits in the first game. Oh, but they're in a little tiny side room that we never saw before. Oh, well, I guess they were just there the entire time and nobody knew about it. But Hobo, I hear you shout from the raptors behind me. What about the Symphonia 1 cast? What about Colette and Genus and Lloyd? They surely must bring the game up from a shit standard up to something that's palatable to you. Well, as it might be a shock to all of you, like the Centurions, the Symphonia 1 cast doesn't do anything. They have real little agency to the entire plot. You can't change their equipment, and you can't level them up, so what's the point of putting them in there? There's not really one because you want to actually level up monsters. Yeah, this game's a Pokemon ripoff where you just capture monsters and level them up and they suck, and that sucks, and why would you put that in a game? And Lloyd Irving, the protagonist from the first game, is the villain. The one who united the world, the one whose philosophy is nobody needs to be sacrificed, everybody can live their life the way they want to. He's the one that's murdering an entire town which he helped save, stabbing everybody while he says kill them all, kill them all. He's the villain. Okay, I buy that for 0 seconds. But then there's this great mystery on, oh, was it really Lloyd? What really happened? You want to know what happened? It was some asshole using the Centurion's cord to transform himself, and it's never brought up on how he did that. Which brings me to my grand unified theory that this was never supposed to be a Symphonia sequel in the first place. They just added the world and characters from Symphonia 1 to try to make it seem more of an interesting game than it was, because at the time, Tales of Symphonia was the most popular Tales game in the US and I believe Japan. Adding the Centurions behind the summon gates never makes sense, and you never see the Centurions in the first place. If you take out all the Symphonia characters, the plot is exactly the same, so none of them mattered at all. What a fucking waste. What a joke of a game. Get out.
How can you hurt others so easily? How can you hurt Marta?
You think you're some kind of knight in shining armor, kid? I won't let you hurt Alice.
I don't care if you hate me, Alice. Why can't you realize that it's wrong to turn the world into a demonic realm just so you can gain power? Why is it wrong if the world is turned into the demonic realm, Alice?
And I will stand right by Alice.
Then I'll stop you. Those who rely only on power will be doomed because of power. As if you would know what having power entails. You're nothing but a powerless, spoiled brat.
The only reason you're obsessed with power is because you're powerless yourself.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm not gonna lose to